Hi, my name's Neil Kerr. I'd like to talk about what is problem gambling. Some people might think problem gambling is just losing money and it causes a problem. But there's more to it than that. There's a history behind how somebody becomes addicted, infiltrated, caught up in a sea of chasing money. Problem gambling seems to be a disease of society. Modern society wants or produces this thinking process of get rich quick, instant gratification, no effort. I have come across a lot of people with problem gambling on the phone, the internet. It takes away from the old-fashioned type of gambling where you had bookmakers, even the casinos to some extent. It was a bit of a process where you'd have to go out and you had to be dressed in a certain fashion, a certain code before you need to be a member. Now you can just go on your phone and gamble till your heart's contented. And it's some of the stories I've heard from problem gambling is heart-wrenching. I don't think there's any other words that could describe what I'm about to describe. I've heard a story, and obviously for anonymity I won't tell you any names, but it was a lady and she was on her phone gambling, and she was gambling to an extent that she was gambling the housekeeping, the rent, the food money, the normal expenditures, just every penny in the account. And she's got a husband to the right and her children to the left. But this insidious compulsion to gamble, she kept playing it. And she went on to describe how the family income would go into the bank at 12 midnight, and she would creep down the stairs at 5 past midnight in an attempt to win money, not for greed or luxurious things in life, but to recoup the losses that she had lost, and getting payday loans and the lies and the deceit, and it goes on and on. Another aspect to problem gambling, apart from the lies and the deceit, is time. What great quantities of time is taken up by problem gambling. And it may not just be the money, because if you're in, say, a bookmaker's and you're spending like £10-15 a day, it's not a tremendous amount of money. But if you're in there doing small bet experiments all day, then it's such a waste of life. It's such a waste just sitting there and get through the motions of just gambling small stakes. People can fall into problem gambling in a condensed fashion. What I mean by a condensed fashion is maybe just be introduced to gambling. So they might come across a friend who's playing on their laptop, they may be gambling, and they show them what to do, and they go home and they have a few experiments, and it's channeled into their bank account. And within a day or two, they may have won. They may enjoy it. It gets their adrenaline going. It passes the time. They've got a lot of free time. And all of a sudden, they've won maybe big. They maybe win like if they're doing £10-15 bets in an evening, they maybe win £100-200. And they think this is easy money. Oh, this is easy money. And enjoying it. And earning money. Then as the weeks go on, maybe the losses are balancing themselves out, and one particular night maybe they spend £50 and it goes round the head. £50. Need to get that back. So all of a sudden the stakes maybe go higher. They maybe go £25, £30 to gamble to get this £50 back. And this is where the condense comes in. We start chasing. And I have met people, and I'm going to say this, and I don't say it lightly, but it seems to be women. And I know there's an advertisement just now that advertise for just after that time of like 10 o'clock in the morning, and they go for the women maybe like put the kids off to school, and then they'll get this free time when the kids 10 o'clock in the morning. And I won't mention the name of the site, and it advertises online, and bang, the boredom or the free time and this gambling and the condensing. I've seen women lose houses because they're chasing the money. It goes from £50 to get back to 100 to 200, mortgage the house, and it's thousands and thousands, trying to gamble the money back. It's so sad that we live in a society that promotes gambling so much that they say money's the root of all evil. I think it can be the pursuit of money. You know, these people that are behind these networks, the vulnerability that goes into the people in this day and age of poverty. You know, you have payday loans and different things, and gambling can become a way of coping with life financially. You know, people maybe not see any other way out because they look at their income and they think, well, I haven't got anything, so I'll gamble. So gambling is fun if you can moderate it, have enough money to spend, and have that as money you would spend on a night out on alcohol. You don't want to recoup your money you've spent on alcohol or food in a restaurant. And gambling should be maybe like announced that way or educated that way. And as far as like gambling can be fun, but when you step over a line, it can become problematic. Because I don't see any education whatsoever. Not school or colleges or even online or in the high street. There's a few organisations that offer free counselling, which is fantastic. It really is. It's good that you have that, but there's just not enough. If you're inflicted with drug addiction or alcohol addiction, there's masses of help. Rehabilitation centres, you can get funded from the government. But if you're a gambler, it seems as though nobody wants to touch you. As if you're a leper in society. I had a problem gambling myself, and I managed to abstain for a great number of years. And over the coming weeks, I'm going to go through the 12 steps of the recovery programme. It's not been hugely successful within Gamblers Anonymous, and as far as it hasn't took root, that the spiritual aspect hasn't come through, and I have a few theories on that, but I'll save that for another day. I just wanted to have a little look and have a sort of kind of poke about and see what gambling is about, not just from my perspective, but maybe from other people's perspective. So if you get any comments or ideas about to move forward and how you could make gambling awareness, or apart from Gamblers Anonymous, there ain't a great deal out there. There is one or two, and they're isolated companies, non-for-profit companies who help gamblers. But it's certainly a hidden disease and a horrible isolation if you're in it yourself. No one to turn to. So thank you very much for listening, and tune in, and I'll be back, and I'll go through each step, one step at a time, for the 12 steps of recovery from gambling. Thank you.